we are commanded to not be entangled again in a yoke of bondage. Our master wants a man to have autonomy. Hebrew 9 version, Galatians 5:1. Stand firm, therefore, in the liberty by which Messiah has made us free, and don't be entangled again with a yoke of bondage. Autonomy. The capacity of an individual or group to act, think, and make decisions independently, guided by internal values rather than external pressures. A man who has become a slave has lost his autonomy. Scriptures Bible, TS 2009, Galatians 5:1. In the freedom with which Messiah has made us free, stand firm then, and do not again be held by a yoke of slavery. If you have a head other than Messiah over you, they can go sideways. During a very important part of Israel's history, they did not have a king over them. Yahweh was their king. He wanted it that way. Israel began to want a change from that. Israel demands a king. 1 Samuel 8:1 and going forward. And it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now the name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second Abiah. They were judges in Beersheba. And his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre, and took bribes, and perverted judgment. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, Give us a king to judge over us. And Samuel prayed to Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto Samuel, Hearken to the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. According to all the works which they have done since the day I brought them out of Egypt, even to this day, wherewith they have forsaken me, and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. Now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. Don't turn a man into an idol. Samuel's warning against kings. And Samuel told all the words of Yahweh unto the people that asked of him a king. And he said, This will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, to be his horsemen, and some shall run before his chariots. And he will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over fifties, and he will set them to ear his ground. and to reap his harvest, and to make his instruments of war, and instruments of his chariots. And he will take your daughters to be confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers. And he will take your fields, and your vineyards, and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. And he will take the tenth of your seed and of your vineyards, and give to his officers and to his servants. And he will take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your asses, and put them to his work. And he will take the tenth of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants. And ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen you. And Yahweh will not hear you in that day. Yahweh grants Israel's request. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, Nay, but we will have a king over us, that we also may be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he rehearsed them in the ears of Yahweh. And Yahweh said to Samuel, Hearken to their voice, and make them a king. And Samuel said unto the men of Israel, Go every man unto his city. You are not going to have autonomy over your sons, and you are not going to have autonomy over your daughters, and you are not going to have autonomy over yourselves, because you are going to have a king. Before that, Yahweh ruled over them. He spoke to them through his prophets. A prophet brings the direct word of Elohim. In the body of Messiah, we have the gift of prophecy. Yeshua can speak directly to us through members of his body. We also have tongues with the interpretation of tongues. Part 2. Do not swear yourself underneath anyone. An oath binds. Stay free of oath. In Acts 2 and Acts 4, the apostles did not turn togetherness into slavery by making people swear. They did not make the people swear themselves into bondage. The reason we know this is that the apostle told us to not put ourselves under bondage. Also, Yeshua, told us not to swear at all. If any of us, should decide to form a community, we should hold to what Jesus, Yeshua, and the apostles taught us. A community can be formed without swearing and bondages. People can live together intentionally. Community living is beautiful, but there are people who might fall into temptation when seeing large groups of people and realizing that large groups of people can be turned into a source of significant income. Millionaires do not produce all the wealth that they garner. They pull the wealth off of thousands of people, thousands of workers. Every family in a congregation represents a certain amount of wealth resource. Every family in a congregation represents a certain amount of wealth or resources. Churches have strategies for appropriating wealth and resources from those families. But many pastors fall into temptation and greed begin to master them. And since you cannot serve God and mammon, they fail to serve Yahweh. The congregation becomes famished under those pastors. People are in bondage under them. And the congregation grows and they become sheep for profit. The people's autonomy was not taken away in Acts in the days of the apostles. You can have free communities. Community living should be driven by faith and love and not by oath of bondage. King James Version, Galatians 5:1. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ has made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. TS 2009, Galatians 5:1. In the freedom with which Messiah has made us free, stand firm then, and do not again be held by a yoke of slavery. Serve Yeshua directly, not through a viceroy. Yeshua is our king. We do not need a viceroy. A viceroy is a vice king. Men become what Yeshua wants men to be. The body of Messiah is not feudalism. In medieval times, you had kings. Then you had lords. Under the lords, you had serfs. The serfs lived on land that belonged to the lords. A serf served the lord without autonomy. What is a serf? A member of the body of Messiah is connected directly to his body. A branch of the vine is connected directly to the vine.